We are out here crappie fishing, central Minnesota, and it's March. This is probably one of the earliest ice outs that I have seen in my years of fishing open water. So today we're chasing ice out crappies and gonna kind of go through the presentations, what I feel you're gonna need in the boat, different rod setups, different presentations as far as throwing jigs at them, fixed bobbers, slip floats, anything like that. We're gonna go get after them and go get more of these babies right here. So we're dealing with some cold front crappie conditions right now. I switched over to live bait just to see if we can get these bigger fish to go on that, and just using a very small jig, small crappie minnow, and just letting that thing flutter down there and just keeping it in front of their face. Here we go. There's one. Beautiful crappie right here. Oh, that's a good one. That is exactly what we are after. Just good quality fish right here. So the rod that I am using today, I like using a 7'6". In these types of situations, it's kind of windy today, and 7'6", it's a medium action. I can really whip this this fixed float out there with this light jig on. I can go a long ways with it in the wind. You know, it's a heavier action rod, so when the fish does take that float down, you know, I can reel down onto it and really, you know, set the hook on it real good. So it works really good in windy conditions. There we go. That's a better one. He just looked a little funny. I thought we had a 14 on for sure. He was hooked kind of in the side of the mouth there. And I'm sure you guys are wondering why I have, or why when I cast out, I have that bobber laying flat. You know, normally when you're throwing a bobber out, you see it sticking straight up, fish hits it and goes down. Well, what I'm seeing today is these fish they're just coming up and grabbing that minnow, and they're only going down so far with it. So a really good light bite indicator is let that bobber lay down. So you're using a light enough hook. So like I said, I have a 1/32 ounce jig on there with a minnow. When those fish come up and grab it and only go down this far, you're gonna see that bobber stand up, and that is your bite indicator. Otherwise, what I'm seeing is those fish are coming up, dropping it, or coming up, grabbing it, and they're dropping it before they can actually pull that bobber down. Ooh, this feels like a little bit better one. Oh yeah. This is a good fish right here, guys. Oh, that's a whopper. Fish of all sizes today. Anywhere from 7 inches. I would say this one's gonna be pushing close to 13. But they're just all mixed together today. Minnow and a 32 ounce jig is really doing it today. It's just a nice slow fall, keeps it in front of them. The fish want live bait today. So cold front, very finicky fish, always go back to live bait. I'm a true believer in hair jigs, plastics. You fish, you know, just so much more efficiently with them, but you need that live bait for today. So now I'm sure a lot of people are wondering like how we found these fish today. One of the first things you're always going to want to do, especially when it comes to springtime crappies, I always like to troll around the lake a little bit with my side imaging, and just to see if there's any remaining green weeds, any weed clumps, you know, any timber or something like that that the fish might slide up to. They're going to be shallow. In this case, there's no weeds in this lake, so these fish are just kind of hanging on the, you know, the bottom edge of this break line, right at the edge of the basin. We're in like 12 feet of water, and so we're going along with forward-facing sonar and finding these schools of fish, and we're able to just spot lock on the edge here and just keep pitching to them, and pulling those, you know, semi-aggressive crappies out of the school. Here we go. That is a good fish to end it on today, guys. Ice out crappies here in Minnesota. What a weird winter. I mean, we barely had any ice all year. Usually, right now we're still sitting on anywhere from 12 to 18 inches of ice, and now we're out here in the boat chasing them instead. But you know, hope this you know, gave you guys some insight how to find these fish. You know, every body of water is going to be different. Whether, you know, some lakes these fish are already going to be pushing shallow into remaining green weed clumps or structure, you know, dock sections, anything like that. But no weeds on this lake, and we're just out chasing them on the edges, and we're getting them. So real good time today, and Midwest Outdoors will be right back.